Hello and welcome to Lunchtime Politics on Channels Television. I'm Millicent Walker. On the news this hour, the All Progressives Congress unhappy with recent Supreme Court decision over fielding of governorship and National Assembly candidates in River State. Parties in the race for the 2019 presidential elections get into last-minute campaigns as they continue to push vigorously for endorsement and forming of new alliances. In about 3 days to the 2019 elections, political parties, candidates and the Independent National Electoral Commission get set for a final peace accord for violent-free 2019 post-2019 elections. Welcome to the program, everyone. Well, we begin with a story that talks about, in spite of the Supreme Court judgment, and that was what which put paid to the participation of the APC in this year's general elections. The party held a massive rally in Port Harcourt yesterday, the River State capital. Now, the President Muhammadu Buhari, told party supporters that he is saddened by the court judgment stopping the party from fielding candidates at the election. Our correspondent Emmanuel Ere reports.
End of this journey. The Supreme Court, by the judgments delivered in 4 appeals today, have confirmed the inviolability of the judgment of the High Court of River State, rendered on 10th day of October 2018 in suit number BHC 78/2018, which nullified the congresses conducted by River State APC in 2019.
I am very, very disturbed by the decision that we are not allowed to participate in some of the processes. I have no doubt I got elected, but I have to respect the institutions that I inherited. I assure you, and I recommend that you should be patient and resolute. We are going to ensure that justice is done in this country. About fighting corruption, we are going to remain steadfast and consistent. I like to ask you for your patience and understanding. The fundamental thing is that Nigeria is one and will remain one, and we will do justice to all and sundry. This is our duty. I assure you that I will not preside over a government that will cheat and abuse the trust of Nigerians. I will be accountable to God and to you for my performance as the President of this country.
And for the People's Democratic Party, PDP, their message is for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, as the national chairman of the party warned that rigging of the election at any level will be resisted. Now, the presidential candidate of the party, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, describes Nigeria as the poverty capital of the world, but that his party will reverse the trend if voted to pass. Supporters of the party gathered at the Tafawa Balewa Square in Lagos to show solidarity to the party's presidential flag bearer.
With 4 days to the 2019 presidential elections, it is the turn of Lagos State to host the presidential campaign rally of the People's Democratic Party. Supporters of the party gather in their numbers. One by one, party leaders make their way into the arena until finally the presidential candidate and his team arrive. Leaders of the party encourage their supporters to vote for the party in the coming elections.
We have decided Atiku, we have decided to vote Atiku. No turning back, no turning back.
We are here because we know the value of our candidate Atiku Abubakar. When you vote for Atiku Abubakar, you vote for a better economy. When you vote for a better economy, you vote for jobs for the youth. When you vote for jobs for the youth, you vote for money and prosperity for all of you, especially Lagos.
The national chairman of the party and the presidential candidate are the last to speak.
He will open all the closed industries and companies. Our financial institution will boom again. He will bring prosperity to the land, especially Lagos. And Lagos will regain its freedom from the hands of the emperors, those who have held Lagos bound.
Let me assure you, I am going to respect the institutions of our Constitution. I will work with the National Assembly, I will protect the judiciary, and I will respect rule of law where each and every one of you will not be harassed.
This is one of the last rallies the party will be holding before the elections. It continues to encourage its supporters to come out, vote for the party, and make sure their votes count. Lanre Lasisi, Channels Television News.
And the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring a free and fair poll come 2019 general elections. Now, at the INEC stakeholders meeting, which held in Lagos, the resident electoral commissioner, Sam Olumekumi, highlighted some expectations ahead of the 2019 polls. Well, still ahead of the general elections, lots of issues, especially as the race is on. People, we're talking now campaigns, political parties putting finishing preparations ahead of the elections. There are also concerns about security and perhaps of the ballot, with rhetorics, telltale signs of violence coming from different camps. But we have a guest joining us right now, Kenneth Udeze, IPAC National Legal Advisor. He's been on the program a couple of times, and we'd like to ask him what his thoughts are, and especially as it's just a few days and we have a few of the political parties signing peace accord, what he makes of that. If you can hear me. Hello, Kenneth.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, great to have you on the program.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me, please.
All right. So, essentially, what do you make of the peace accords? We still have just a few days. Do you think there will be any impact? I mean, we still have a lot of people sensing that there might be violence in certain places, like some of the flashpoints. What's your take?
Well, going by what we are experiencing here in the International Conference Center at this moment, all the leaders of political parties, particularly the presidential candidates, they have all signed to the peace accord.
All of them?
We support it. Yeah, about almost all the presidential candidates are here, including the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, and Atiku Abubakar, the key contestants, and other presidential candidates. We are fully in support of peace in totality, but not the type of peace that can liken to a man who entered into the bush and clapped his hand and come out on the road and was asking who clapped. What we are saying, what are we trying to say? For this peace accord that we are signing today to be fruitful, Nigerian security agencies should not arrest leaders of the opposition parties 3 hours to the election, just like it was done in Osun. And this to be fruitful, INEC and security agencies must not exclude opposition parties. Opposition parties and their agents from the collation venues, from polling units to even the final collation center. We are maintaining that for this peace to be fruitful, it will be a breach of this accord that we're signing today. For any security agents to arrest opposition parties and stop them from accessing the venue of election. So when we talk about peace, when we talk about signing of peace accord, the present government in power should, as much as possible, make sure that this peace accord we are signing today goes smoothly. But I think the international community will see Nigeria as a nation that wants to help itself.
But let's also, Mr. Daisy, let's also not forget that in 2015, I mean, the peace accord was also signed among several political parties, but that didn't stop some of the violence that took place in that election as well.
Yeah, you're perfectly correct. That's what we are saying. And the only thing that can be a precursor to some of this violence is some of these things are being abused. It's very, very important. We have already started noticing, you can see INEC offices being burned, and some of these INEC offices that are being burned are in states where the opposition is in control. You can imagine what is happening. So, and the lot of inciting comments that have been coming from even the ruling party, this is not the way to go. What we are saying is that for this peace accord we are signing today to move forward, for us, for this election to be free and fair, we must eschew all manner of inciting comments. Thank God some of the international community members here today have said it all. So if we must get it right, there is need for us to play according to the rules. There is need for us to play according to the ethics of the Electoral Act. That is what we are saying. So we believe that this peace accord today is like you said, 2015 it happened, this happened. But we are believing God that what happened in Kano, where a wreck was burnt dead with his family, will not repeat itself. This election must come. There must be free, fair, and credible election. That is what we opposition are saying. So yes, one thing is signing this peace accord today, another thing is playing according to the rules. And that is what we are saying. In fact, I have to quickly step down to take this call because my presidential candidate also needs to endorse his own signature as far as we are concerned.
Well, what a lot of people are also thinking about is the role of security agencies in ensuring that everything goes smoothly and, you know, that they're all poised and positioned to forestall any violence of the sort. What are your feelings towards all of the security agencies working together to ensure a peaceful poll?
Yeah, well, our feeling is that of our feeling is a mixed feeling. For instance, all politically motivated posting of policemen to various states have to stop. Just like it happened in the case of the security aide Bola Tinubu, who is posted to Para State just to go and cuff him as far as we are concerned.
These are allegations. You cannot just whip up allegations that you cannot substantiate.
It's not an allegation. You guys know what I'm talking about.
You're not part. Were you part of those that conducted the posting? I take it you're not.
Well, as far as we are concerned, we have our eyes on the ball. We have our eyes on the goal. We already know we have our men in the field. We have our men also, even in the camp of the ruling party, who are also feeding us. We don't talk anyhow. Anytime we come on national TV to say something, we are sure of what we are saying. So this politically motivated posting, we totally condemn it. We cannot take it because these are some of the precursors that lead to violence. This election will be free and fair. People should be allowed to go and vote freely without any intimidation by the security agencies. With this, Nigerians will come out best in this election, and a winner will surely emerge. And whoever emerges, the opposition will support.
We'd like to thank you so much, Mr. Kenneth Udeze. Thank you, IPAC National Legal Advisor, talking to us there via the telephone. We'll take a break on the program, and when we return, we'll be talking to our correspondent in Imo State, still on some of the highlights towards the forthcoming general elections. Join us again.